Hello everyone, welcome back to Spitting Daggers, a podcast where we talk about gaming, life as a gamer, and all manner of weird and wonderful things that come with it. Enjoy.
But anyway, what's going on, Stingray? How you going, man?
Looking pretty good, man. Yourself?
Fucking living the dream.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah, you know it. Hey, you got any plans this weekend or what?
I've got a engagement party tonight, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, the missus' brother and his partner.
Yeah, sweet. Sweet, getting on the sauce.
You know it.
That's the way, that's the
Couple
way.
of nice beers to go down.
Yep, beauty.
Celebrate it. How about yourself, man?
Just a boring weekend, this one. I think. Maybe just a few games with the missus, I reckon. Maybe a few games with the boys. Be
Because
jumping.
what are Saturdays for?
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, beers, the boys, games.
Let's do it. Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome back to Spitting Daggers, another episode. We're up to episode 5 now, everyone. Thanks very much for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about Rainbow Six. They've been unleashing quite a few new new bits and bobs here and there. We're going to go into a little bit about OnlyFangs, the classic WoW hardcore guild. That'll be pretty cool. And we'll talk a little bit about gamer clothes because, well, we're Rogue Society and that's the way we roll. So yeah, we'll get into it, man. What games are you playing at the moment?
I haven't really been playing a lot of games like the last couple of weeks. However, if I do have a bit of time, I'll jump on. I'll do my daily UFC 5 challenges.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't actually know it was a thing until early this year. I don't even know because what they do is they bring out a new fight every day, and I think it's 10 a.m. Australian time or Eastern Coast time. And I think I've built quite a good skill base by doing that.
Yeah, okay.
Because one day it'll be easy, but the next could possibly be a legendary or a hard or a pro, and that's the difficulty of the AI that you're versing. Some battles are easy, some battles aren't. Because, you could have, like, say, someone the likes of Conor McGregor against an AI who's Khabib. They're just going to take you to the ground. You know what I mean? Like, it's a boxer against kickboxer, against the wrestler.
Yeah.
It's just not nice, especially if it's a legendary difficulty, because they'll just use those certain, as you'd say, skill set to take you out.
Yeah.
But I do think my understanding of all the characters and like their special moves and that, I've developed quite a pretty good skill set with that, because they're always different characters. So yeah, I enjoy playing that.
Is when it comes to the AI, is the ground game kind of the meta with them? Like if you're versing an AI that's specialized like BJJ and grappler, is that more difficult to verse as a stand-up as the opposite?
For me, yes.
Yeah, so that would be more difficult than you being a grappler going up against a kickboxer, as an AI kickboxer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. The AI. Yeah. The AI is always better at the ground game, or especially at my stance anyway. I always get destroyed if they're a wrestler.
Yeah. Is the ground game in 5 easier than 4? You reckon?
I haven't played 4 in a very long time, but I didn't do a lot of groundwork with that one. I was mainly just stand-up, but I think it's got the same sort of controls, but just different ways of getting to certain submissions and that.
Yeah, okay. So sort of the same, but just different.
I'm pretty sure they still had the same controls brought over from UFC 4. So you can change your controller. Like, I think it's Legacy, and then there's like a few other ones. But the Legacy one is like the controls they've always had.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So not much has really changed there on that front. Hey, can you turn that thing off? Just turn flick the blue switch.
This one?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, that's all cool.
So what have you been playing, man?
But basically just jumping into a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Still having heaps of fun with that. But obviously I'm a busy dude, so it's a little bit hard to sort of play games like that, like with my schedule anyway. We got, because it might take an hour or 2 hours to progress to the next stage of a quest, in that sort of game. So it makes things slow or whatever, but it's just sort of a different style of playing. And I think the only difficulty of that is just sort of like jumping back in or whatever. Like, as you sort of jump in, you're like, oh, like, where am I? What's going on? But it doesn't take you long to sort of figure it out or whatever. But yeah, that's heaps. That's cool. And I've been playing a little bit of Mountain Blade Bannerlord 2. I'm excited for the DLC. Now, like I said, I did say I would never play this game again because I do get ridiculously addicted to it. And but I'm going back on my word. But I have a theory that so it won't take over my life. So instead of playing it on PC, I'm going to play it on the Xbox. And it's not because the controller is harder to use or the graphics isn't as good, but it's because every time that I want to play, I'll have to fight Miso to the death for the TV.
Give me the remote.
Yeah, so I'm just more likely to leave it alone. Like, not saying I'd win, but like I kind of like having her around. But yeah, it's but like I got that new DSL that new DLC that come out. War Sales. Have you seen the trailer?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it's amazing. So what they're doing is they're bringing the Nords back. The Nords are like a Northman.
Vikings, isn't it?
Yeah, they're like a Northman type faction. So they're coming
right up your alley.
Yeah, you know it. Love it. Yeah, so they're coming back. I think they're opening up like a new part of the map, and then they're introducing naval warfare. So they'll have ships that you can sort of go to the north or whatever, and so like coastal towns and stuff will be able to be sieged from the sea. I think
that's sick.
And then you'll be able to have like full on, like, so because you've seen the real time battles inside Mountain Blade, right?
Yeah.
Like you've seen me do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And like, so it'll be like that, but imagine like ships.
Yeah.
Like in the ocean, and you're like commanding the ships, and I think they're also bringing in flaming arrows as well.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, heaps of cool stuff, man.
That's going to bring like a really cool dynamic to the game.
Oh,
like
for
a whole
sure.
New change. Instead of just fighting on land, now you can just like roll up in your ship, just like.
Yeah, man. Like, and imagine like an army of like 1,000 just all on ships, just. So yeah,
that would make for some really cool gameplay.
Yeah, well, like, and another way that it changes the game is the sieges. So, like, if you go to besiege a town, like let's just say it's a coastal city, right? And you station your, like, currently as it stands, you could station your army outside there, and like, as long as you had enough food and resources to sustain all your men, you could just siege there for ages and nothing would get into the city. You could starve a city out.
Yeah, right.
You just fucking wait there because no villagers can bring anything in. So they just starve and perish, and you can literally win just by like
chilling outside.
Just chilling outside. As long as your army's big enough and no one's like game enough to attack your army, like you can just do that. But you can't do that now because they can bring in reinforcements from the sea, so you get a siege from both angles to sort of play that angle, which makes it a little bit more dynamic as well,
Changes the gameplay up quite a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, crazy, man.
Pretty crazy nowadays that a lot of these games are now starting to bring out new updates and really start changing a lot of the gameplay.
Yeah, well, I think with Mount and Blade, they were meant to bring out a story. They're meant to bring out like a fully fleshed out, like story-driven thing, because the story as it stands with that game is just, it's caca. It poo. And so,
forgotten about.
Yeah, dude, it's no good. And so, you know, like, they were meant to bring out this thing, and then like they had sort of scrapped it, and so they've been quiet for like a couple of years, and then now they've just gone cool. In I think July, it's coming out. So like,
okay.
in the next couple of months.
Still got a
that's
little while
why.
for it
That's
to
why.
come out.
Yeah, that's why I'm starting to jam, because I'm just like, bro, I want to be ready for this shit. Because like,
Yeah.
fuck, it'd be
You don't want to
cool.
jump on and go, how do I play this again?
Yeah. But like, worst comes to worst, I can just jump back on my PC. I've got like a bunch of characters on there that would benefit from the playthrough. But it would be good to start a new playthrough all the way
On the Nord faction.
Yeah, with them in the new campaign, because obviously, like, when you start a new game, the whole ecosystem of the world is working.
Yeah.
So like I'm not sure if to make the new DLC work, you might actually have to start a new playthrough anyway. So yeah, so that's that. Which is pretty, like, it's interesting to me anyway. I know Bannerlord isn't exactly the most popular of games. Like, it's pretty popular, but like shit, as far as like medieval sandbox RPGs sort of go, like, yeah, it isn't really doing incredibly well. But I mean,
we'll have to check it out and see how I go with it, because I've only ever seen gameplay. I've never actually played it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, hey, you might like it.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, medieval sandbox RPG.
Yeah.
Give it a crack. Yeah, it's cool how it blends those two sort of genres together, with like the RPG with like a medieval conquest sandbox, and sort of merges them together, because like you're your own character, but you're not just your own character. You've got family, and you can make a family and just conquer stuff. And yeah, it's just crazy how it works. But yeah, it's a super unique game. I think that's why I'm so drawn to it, because there's not really anything like it. Blending like sort of elements of, like Skyrim in with Rome Total War, and sort of merging that together. So it's yeah, cool. It's exciting, man. I love it.
You'll have to tell me how it goes with the DLC if I don't end up by playing it before you.
You know what I would love for that game to have would be like a co-op, where you could
that'd be cool.
Where you could like jump into the same world with someone else, and then like,
yeah,
and even if they did like boosted XP, so like you could jump in, and then what might take you months to achieve in a normal playthrough, they like 10 or 20x the XP rate on everything. So you could like jump in with a mate and have like a 2-hour long battle or whatever, and just see who can conquer the most of the world together. Like, that would be so sick.
Yeah, you can either choose to fight against each other or
fight with each other.
Be like a team together. But I don't think it would be a cool idea to have like the same, like, work in the same kingdom. But I think it would be cooler if you could you had separate kingdoms, so you can either join teams or you can fight against each other. Yeah,
well, I'd assume like if that could happen, it would be wicked if it could just be let to make them like sort of react the same way as all the other kingdoms, right? So like, you can be allies, you can be enemies. Like, it's what world's your oyster. It's just like, you just got to improve your relationship with them. Like, so, do you want to be friends with this person, or do you want to betray them? Because you can betray them. You can capture them, execute them, fucking like. like. But I mean, if that was the end goal was to capture the enemy lord and then execute them, it was like, okay.
It's like, hey man, just come over in my kingdom for a quick sec.
Yeah.
Bannerlord, I hope you're listening.
Yeah, hey, dead set.
Got
Because
some ideas up here.
bro, we are giving game right now. You'll get more sales than Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I swear. Oh shit! All right, let's get into the guts of it. Let's talk a little bit about Rainbow Six Siege X. So Rainbow Six Siege X just broke its own rules, and it might be the best thing ever to happen to the game. Now we've got a 6v6 with 6v6 mode with respawns, attacking and defending ops, and they're all on the same roster, I believe. And we got map events and objectives. So it's still staying tactical, but it's picking up the pace of the game, making it a bit of a far cry from what we used to. But when I think about all this stuff here, this doesn't just change the game. Like, I think it opens the door for casual players, like heaps more casual players. I think before it was viewed as a much more of a strategic esports sort of go, and I think that on top of that, I think it also opens up the door to more highlight plays and more like story and more expression within the game that used to be super locked in. Which that mode's not going away, of course.
It'll still
that mode's still there, but at least now there's another avenue for someone else who doesn't just want to fucking sweat for can come in. So for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about right now, so Rainbow Six Siege has a new format called Dual Front. It's 6v6. There's a curated roster of 35 ops, I believe. Defending and attacking operators at the same time on the same team. Respawns are turned on, and I think there's three sectors and a neutral sector where I think teams have to work together to secure an objective or something. I don't know. It's kind of blurry. I didn't play the beta.
I wish I did. I reckon that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
The 6v6 sort of just sounds like a team deathmatch.
Well, at least it makes it more busier, for sure.
Yeah. Especially for newcomers, too, because this game's been out for oh, God.
2012?
I think. Maybe.
Nah, surely it's not that old.
I remember playing it on the PS4. I'll have to look that up. It might have been, not 2013, but it's been out for a very, very long time. People are going to be very experienced at this.
Yeah. Well, you can already sort of tell that when you jump into a match or whatever. Like, everyone sort of knows the ins and outs. I assume it's sort of like League of Legends, like, where you're jumping in and, like, a lot of the players that you're playing with, like, they sort of know the go.
They've been playing for like 5+ years.
Yeah, for a new player, it's pretty inaccessible. Like Dota as well, I suppose. Counter-Strike, like, man, like all these sort of games that have sort of high skill ceilings or whatever. Like, Counter-Strike's sort of simple though, but not really at the same time. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff.
One thing when it is fully released, obviously they've done quite a lot of improvements, but I'm happy that it's not just the skin of the old game. But they've done quite a lot of improvements. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was pushed out too quick, and it literally just looked like a skin of Modern Warfare 2. I know that a lot of the community wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's almost like they just went, okay, Modern Warfare 2, grab everything from there and just place it there, and we'll just give it a new name.
Bro, fucking oath. And I think the one of the reasons why people weren't so happy about that is because they've seen the same thing from 1 to 2. I think I'm noticing a bit of a pattern here.
But they rushed that so quick. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a different developer making that Call of Duty that year.
Yeah. And like with a title like Call of Duty, I would like to see like, why does it need a new one every year? Like, bro,
Well,
it was fine. Like, just add more content. Like, instead of trying to do this new fucking skin, like, like, dude, it's just yeah. Like, I can see where the players are coming from, and like, I mean, I would like to say I can see where the devs are coming from, but it's a fucking giant conglomerate, like, corporation. So, like, I mean, like, sure, like, I know things aren't going that tight over there. You know what I mean? But you know, obviously they got to show profits and whatnot. But yeah, crazy stuff, man.
So with it not being a skin of the last game, there is a lot of huge improvements coming into this, because I played a lot of the first one. And so the improvements, or no, not really improvements, as you'd say, updates that they've done to certain things are insane. Dude, this huge new improvement is now going to change how this game is played. The repelling mechanic for Rainbow Six Siege X still sort of stays the same as the first one. However, you can now sprint left and right while rappelling. Before, you just had to like move like this, but now you can run while also sprinting left and right. You can jump around corners. Oh my god, that's insane. That is so good. The first one, if you went up a wall and you moved around, you couldn't go to the other side. You couldn't just jump around. You had to walk all the way down, walk all the way to the other side, just to rappel back up.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was one of the most annoying things ever in that game, because you're losing so much time having to go back down and then go around to go back up.
Yeah.
You know, this door now opens a lot of exciting plays, placing a lot more pressure on the defending team, and overall creating a really new player experience to the game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely, like one thing I was thinking about that was like early flanks from the attacking side. Like, because you're expecting the defending the team to be sitting there holding angles and stuff like that. So, like, I would be thinking, like, now you'd just be able to run around and just, like, man, attack could be coming from fucking anywhere now. Like, because, like, the attacking team doesn't have to waste time, you know,
making the game more fast paced. It's like you got one defender sitting over here. He hears a dude here. He goes to have a look. 4 seconds later, he could be on the other side of the wall going, "Hey, bud, back!"
Bam, boom. Yeah, that's it.
That there's going to make the game so much more fast-paced, more thrilling, more exciting for the audience to watch.
Yeah, dead set.
Whilst having that, the audio has been improved a lot. The first one, you could hear people walking around, but you couldn't really exactly pinpoint exactly where they were. I listened to this new audio. It is orgasmic. It makes your ears ring. It is so good. It is so good, man. I was listening to someone doing I think they beta trial, and he sat there in a room, and it's like 8D audio. You can hear the person behind you walking around upstairs. It's amazing.
But it's like, and
you hear the footsteps here going, and it's like, whoa. If you haven't heard of 8D audio, go check it out.
Yeah, man, that's wicked. I'm just trying to think of any other games that have really done it that well before.
That's a good question.
Like, I think Call of Duty's is pretty good, but I wouldn't describe it as 8D good. But yeah, like that's pretty crazy.
But they've also developed a way that as the sound's traveling and there's an open door or something, that sound will travel out. But as you go into a room that's closed off, the sound will actually hit the walls and bounce off, indicating that it is a closed room.
Or it's like a more of a muffled sound, like the sound is more damp, like a more of a, there's more of a or whatever. Yeah, okay. Damn.
I'm not too sure if this has been confirmed yet, but apparently they're actually changing the sound of the floors as well, so you'll know what room.
Oh yeah, in. Like the tiles versus wood, concrete, carpet. Yeah, okay, yeah, sweet.
So that's pretty cool. Because if you know the map really, really well, you go, oh, that's a wooden floor. He's in there.
Yeah, you're like, well, I'm on tiles. Not E.
Especially for seasoned players, because with the maps they're bringing in, they're pretty much the same maps as before, but they look amazing. They're really touched up on the detail of them. And these maps have been out for bloody years, man. I was still in high school when this game was like thriving.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You know, that was like a good 6 years ago.
Yeah, shit. Damn, it might be 10 years old,
dude. I think it actually is over 10 years old.
Yeah, that's mint. But in talking about it being a bit more accessible, I'm really happy to see that the update's free.
Yeah.
They're making it for free for everyone. So, like, so it's a bit of a double whammy with making a more accessible mode with a more accessible pricing structure. Which as well, so it's like, okay, so I think like the Ubisoft has definitely done some action towards like, hey, like how can we like get more people playing this? And also at the same time, maybe get something, put some more mechanics in that will get old players to return. Because like, I mean, I never played it flat out. I know you did. But I'll pick it back up. I'll definitely pick it back up. Are you picking it back up?
Yeah, when this new update comes out.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah, dude. You won't see me for like weeks.
Yeah. Unless it comes out around GTA and then like flop.
I'll be gone for
No, they won't do that. They wouldn't do that. Surely they'd be more onto it than that. Otherwise, then I would be giving up on Ubisoft. But like one thing that I'm thinking with all of these updates, like I'm starting to think that they've found a new a really good formula for a new esport with dual front.
Yeah.
Like with having like the dynamic map objectives, like because all that sort of stuff makes like a really good match story. Like when I say match story, I mean like what's going on in here. Like this is something like games like League of Legends and Dota do really well as an esports because like the match is a story. It's like, oh yeah, that they can do this because they secured this objective. They beat the enemy team to that objective or whatever, and then like it all just it's an even flow and it all has direction and whatever.
And especially with the storytelling, they can bring in how the operators work together as well.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Now you can put a defensive operator with an attacking operator. Wow.
Yeah,
the combos that you're going to be able to get and the pushes that you can get are going to be insane.
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to open the door for more clutch plays, and more clutch plays within the match as well. So not just at the end or whatever the final moments, but like during like when competing for these map objectives. Like this could be this could be the thing that brings back Siege esports. Like because I think that's taken a little bit of a dive. Like so now if they can bring back a mode that has more hype plays, clutches, and like more like sort of non-stop momentum, I think that would be something that could really propel it. This is all just a bit of speculation because I haven't revealed that it'd be an excellent esport, but that's just what I think. Anyway, I think that would be really cool to watch.
Be a good move.
Like as a shooter to sort of go down that route where there's a longer match time, there's things that there's a bit more going on, like a bit more depth to the gameplay as to, oh, did he plant the bomb?
Yeah.
No, he did not plant the bomb. Did he defuse the bomb? No, we did not defuse it. You know what I mean? Like having a bit more story to it, I think just gives it a bit more edge, and I think that's what makes a lot of the top esports nowadays very watchable. Like I think that's part of the hype of the match. But you know, like would you watch it if there was like a dual front league?
I'd say I probably would. You know, I watch it every now and then.
Mm.
Like, especially if the way that it's been described, I think it'd be really fun to play as well.
Yeah. Yeah, like I only ask you.
I'd probably actually start watching a bit of it to see what's going on. Because I've watched a couple of Rainbow Six Siege ones, and I thought they were pretty interesting.
Yeah.
How about yourself? Would you watch it as well?
Yeah, I'd give it a good little watch. Like, I'm not much of a Rainbow Six Siege guy. Like I've played a bit, but like it's not really like super my thing.
Not
but
really.
But I'll be pretty down to play dual front. And I'd be definitely be down to watch some. I only ask you because I know you're a player, and it's like but you don't really play many games that have big esports scenes as well.
Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
you know, so like if they were to make a really big, if Dual Front was to make this big like sort of esports scene sort of thing, like that would be like, you know, the game that you play, bringing that sort of stuff out. Like,
to be honest, that actually might be the game mode that brings me back to that game.
Yeah, you played for ages, man.
Yeah, I played for a very long time, but I don't think I've actually started that game up in maybe close to a year.
Damn,
it's been a very long time since I've played it.
Well, hey,
might need to start jumping back on and getting these skills back to being back what they were.
Yeah, hey.
Otherwise, I'm going to jump in and not win anything.
Yeah, hey. Get back to tapping some heads, boy.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, my little brother, he's going to like that when that comes out. Because he's a huge Rainbow Six Siege fan. I think he's in Champion League in Ranked. I think it's like one of the highest ones you can get to.
Damn.
Yeah, he's right up there. Like, he's really good. Oh, I'm not sure if he plays that much anymore. But, wow, he's really good. Like,
he's always been good at games, though, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's always had that. He's always had that little like knack for things, you know, like. Well, that's what happens when you've been playing games since you were 4.
Yeah. Like he'd get like 15 kills in a ranked match, and here I am like with like 10 deaths, 0 kills, and going, oh yeah, I got 5 assists. Wicked.
Helping the team. It's a team sport. There's no I in team.
I planted the bomb. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Oh, dude, hilarious. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I'd like to mention about Rainbow Six before we move on.
No ranked in the free mode.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, that's no ranked.
Huge one.
Yeah.
In saying that though, the game, to get it, you had to purchase it, so everyone's gonna have it anyway.
That fits. That fits with their whole thing with like the whole like making the game a bit more accessible to new people, making a new mode or what, because like realistically, if you're new to Rainbow Six Siege, you ain't going to ranked.
No.
Fuck
you
that.
are not touching that.
Like, dude, no way. You can keep that. So yeah, no, crazy stuff. So I think that definitely works with all of that.
Oh, 100%, man.
Yeah, no, I reckon good move. Shit, did they release a date for this?
Oh, that would have to be something I need to look up.
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything about a date so far.
I think somewhere in the middle of the year is ringing a bell, but okay. I'll have to double check that.
Yeah,
have
and they
to
probably did
double
the
check that.
American thing, and they say something like fall
Yeah.
or something like that. You're
And
like,
over here, it's like, hey, it's winter here, man.
fall. Yeah, it is fall. Crazy. All right, well, we'll move on. Let's have a look at the OnlyFangs, man.
I love that name.
Yeah, dude, how good, eh?
Yeah, dude.
So good. So imagine having countless hours to a game, only to lose it all like that, and it's not your fault, someone else's, right? So that's exactly what happened to OnlyFans, led by Twitch streamer Soda Poppin', during a high-stakes raid in WoW's classic hardcore mode. In this mode, character death is permanent. So that adds like a pretty big layer to a game that was designed to have respawn, right? Like, this game wasn't designed to have a hardcore mode, but hey, they brought it back and it works and people love it. So you can't really like, you can't really fault it. But anyway, during this raid, right, so someone DDoS attacked and that caused mass disconnects during the middle of the boss fight, and then they all died. Like, so I think a couple survived during the, like, I think a few of them managed to like get out before all hell broke loose. But damn, crazy. And but in response, Blizzard actually announced plans to resurrect the characters due to malicious acts, acknowledging the severity and unfairness of the situation, which is actually crazy. Like, I never would have thought it, like, thought that would have happened, that would have actually resurrect all their characters. But yeah, like, well, first of all, for anyone who doesn't know, like, what the hell even is a DDoS attack, if no one even knows, right? So a distributed denial of service is when an attacker uses a network of compromised devices called a botnet. And basically, this is just a bunch of computers and phones or whatever, and they just send massive traffics towards a server or a website or a service, and it just overwhelms the server, right? And so yeah, and so you can't get. So that's it. See, victim of a DDoS. Done, man.
What a crappy thing to do to someone, though, eh? Or like a team of people. That's really, really crappy.
Yeah, well, like,
you must not have a lot going on in your life to do that, just to ruin someone else's day. You know what I mean? Like, you must have a really crappy life to ruin someone's day.
Like that, yeah. Well, like it. Like, there was another one. I think T1, Pro League Legends team. They were victims of DDoS attacks during a tournament. I think the World's tournaments, which is like the Big Daddy, the big boy tournament, right? And like, they couldn't train because people would just attack their thing or whatever. Like, man, I think they still won, but like, which is crazy. But like, imagine like being in a tournament, not being able to practice.
Yeah, that would be so hard.
Suck, man.
Yeah,
really suck.
But at least they still won, though. It's like, haha,
DDoS
us, we still win.
Bro, that's a big middle finger, big middle finger.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, like, I don't know if anyone who's listening actually knows what the hell. Yeah, we should probably actually explain OnlyFangs as well. Like, we did a little bit of a bit of an intro to it, but like, we'll say a few things.
We'll explain it.
Yeah. So OnlyFangs is the WoW guild, World of Warcraft. If you don't know, you should know if you're listening to this what World of Warcraft is. But so they made a guild, and it's a guild comprised of streamers, and they're basically, I think the idea of it was to make a content guild. So it was all about the content and whatever. There's a whole bunch of layers to this, but yeah, so there's been heaps of different storylines through, like, a lot of people's, like, favorite streamers all sort of working together. Like this is huge to the Twitch community. Like, Me and you, we're sort of like not really in that Twitch community. We're sort of on the outside of that community in a way, I would say. Like, I can only really speak for me, but I don't know, yourself, you'd probably agree with that.
Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of Twitch.
But yeah, for the people that are in there, like, this is huge stuff because, like, you know, you might have like 5 favorite streamers, and all 5 of your favorite streamers are in this guild, and they're, you know, all like, you know, working together and whatever, doing their thing. Like, it's pretty crazy thing to go through an MMO experience without dying ever. That's pretty crazy to like level all the way to 60 without dying once, and then stay at level 60 and not go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it take a lot, eh?
They would have to be really, really good at that game.
Yeah, or just careful. I think
I
a lot of the people like haven't even played before until that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like I mean, it is kind of accessible, and especially if you're playing with a bunch of other people,
It'll make it a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
they can
everyone
just, like, heal you, take the boss for you, like take him away
or
from
just
you,
tips,
or whatever.
man. Just tips you got. You're in a, you know, a group,
true.
a group of people, a group of 30 other people that have played this game for, you know, a long time. Like, that would make things a lot more accessible. But
just speed run you through it.
Yeah, pretty much. Dead set. Like, I mean, that's surprising, but it's all not as surprising as Blizzard's reaction though, with going to actually respawn the characters or like resurrect them. Like,
they've never done this before, have they?
No. Like, I would, the way that Blizzard is, I would have expected them to just not give a shit at all. Like, be like, oh, your character's dead. You know, like,
it's all right, just make another one.
You're a victim of DDoS. You know what I mean? Like, that guy. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, so like, I'm super surprised by that. Yeah, it's just not really a Blizzard thing to do. I don't think.
Well, maybe they should just prevent this from happening.
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty hard, eh? Like, with DDoS.
There's ways to prevent it, but once it's already happening, you can't stop it. So I'm pretty sure the video that I watched is you have to verify that you are a person before getting on.
Yeah, okay.
So it was like one of the ways that you could sort of prevent DDoS from hitting your server. But being a game, I'm not sure how that's going to work. Yeah, it will be very hard.
They got an account or whatever, and so it probably verifies through that account. And all you need is a fake email address or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, because I don't really know a lot about the sort of the nitty-gritty ins and outs of it, but
yeah, I think the video that I was watching, I got the information from, I think they were speaking more about websites. So you don't get DDoS through websites and like those sorts of servers. So it's not just getting flooded so everyone else can't actually see what your website's doing.
Yeah.
I think it was more focused on that than games. So it'd be hard to prevent it for games, but I don't know, they could find a way. If there's a will, there's a way, you know?
For sure. 100%.
Especially if a big company like that, like, as well try and figure out how to prevent it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if anyone can do it, it'll be Blizzard Activision. But yeah, obviously, it's a bit more than meets the eye. We'll pause it there. So yeah, so with that, I think we'll roll in and move on from Blizzard surprising everyone. We'll go into the state of gamer clothing. Like, shit, man. So why the hell does gamer clothing look like it was the offspring of a dad joke and a soap opera? Like, okay, bear with me, dude. I got the best idea for a shirt that you've ever seen. Now imagine just big bold letters. born
to frag.
No, seriously. But no, it's like, it's all just fucking like slogan tees and corny stuff, like it's been behind for so long. And partly because no one's even taken gamers seriously as like a trendsetter or a tastemaker, and like when you think about it, it's not really hard to see why. And probably a big part of that is because that, like, you know, the idea that just like the hardcore gamer is just your everyday Joe Blow nowadays. That's probably having a part in it. But like, shit's changing fast, man. Like, gaming and streaming is more popular than ever, and that means that there's a bigger portion of the gaming community that is more fashion focused individuals. Like, yeah, man. I don't know. What do you think about all that?
Well, if you look at the state of the gamer clothes that you see today, it's practically a billboard for a gaming company or a certain game.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Super Mario is a cool game, but have you ever seen a cool Super Mario t-shirt that doesn't make you look like a 12-year-old?
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
I love playing it though.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Love playing it.
You'd never see me wearing that out in public.
Definitely.
I wouldn't even wear it at home.
Definitely not on a date.
Yeah, like, bro.
Yeah, wouldn't even wear it at home.
Like, man, I'm a nerd. I classify myself as a nerd. I love collecting things. You know, I love Star Wars. I love, you know, playing Super Mario Kart with the missus. You know, I love all that sort of stuff. But I'd never actually wear it. You know, like,
yeah, dead set.
I feel like that sort of clothing has been created for children. Like, that is something that I'd give my son or daughter, not my 15-year-old teenager.
Or
Like,
adult.
Yeah, well, not even an adult.
Yeah,
Unless it was like a, you know, like a gag, like a ha funny, but, you know.
Yeah, or like,
you're not actually going to wear it, are you?
Yeah, like you spend 6 months hyping up this person's birthday present, and you get them like this bright yellow Super Mario Party t-shirt. You're like, every time you see them, you're like, bro, your fucking present, holy shit, man, you're gonna love it. They're like, oh, really? Oh, man, this guy keep bringing up. And like, bro, seriously, it's gonna floor you.
Next minute, they actually wear it.
Dude. Yeah, because they feel like they have to record their reaction when they open it, like,
they're like,
wow, wow.
Thanks
this is
so
amazing.
Like, I feel like if I was to wear a shirt out like that, I would feel like people are staring at me for the wrong reasons. Like, I'm 24 years old now.
Yeah.
You know, if I was single, you know, girls would be looking at me and whatever, but they wouldn't be looking at me because I'm attractive. They'd be looking at me going, what is he wearing? Like,
yeah, you'd be going,
has he grown up?
Yeah, like there'd be that looming feeling that everyone's just laughing at you behind your back.
Yeah, and I would feel uncomfortable. Like, personally, but that's me personally. You know? You know, there may be some people out there that do enjoy, like, wearing that type of gaming clothing, and look, hey, tops to you, but that's not my style. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And yeah, then there's been a little bit of a thing going on. Like, have you seen like all the sort of collaborations that have been happening within fashion with gaming? Like, there's been quite a few that have.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me about the Louis Vuitton and League of Legends. But that's sort of what I've seen, and that's about it.
Yeah, man. There's been quite a few. I've gone back to revisit just to see like the space or whatever. Obviously, because this is my business, and I like to see what's happening. But man, there's been heaps, and and what all these collabs tell me is that gamers are starving for style. Like they're starving for something that represents them in a fashionable way. Like we got FaZe and Nike did one. We got 100 Thieves and Gucci. What you just mentioned, Louis V and League of Legends. And from what I'm gathering, these aren't one-offs anymore. Like these just keep coming. Like for me, they're signs. Like I can feel it right here in my W key finger. That fashion shifting, man. Like, and gaming is right there in the middle. And when I say that gaming's in the middle of heaps of industries at the moment, but it is definitely happening for fashion at the moment. And it seems to me that all these collabs are just doing what streetwear just in itself has always done best, which is grabbing, the culture, the attitude, the style, and wrapping it all into one package. And that right there is the exact space that we're doing with Rogue Society to lay down its claim. Like, I don't know, would you wear some of these collabs? The FaZe and Nike ones, like, you haven't really said, but like the FaZe and Nike one looks pretty cool.
I wouldn't know about League of Legends. Like, I'm not a League of Legends player. I know of the game, but I don't play it to be like, hey, I'd wear that, if that makes sense. Like, if they maybe brought out something that was to do with Rainbow Six Siege, it might be pretty cool. Check it out. Any other games that I genuinely like playing, give it a try.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'll have to look these ones up, man, and have a gaze and see what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Like they're pretty crazy, and they're also like at a bit of a price point too, especially like when you're looking at Louis V and Gucci and stuff like that. Like those are high end brands. But I definitely think that Rogue Society can definitely provide something for someone that maybe doesn't want to spend, $580 on a backpack. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
And can push something that just represents them, represents their culture, their love for gaming. Like that's where I see Rogue Society making its biggest impact for all that stuff. Like, do you think that gaming, or just the gaming culture in itself, and the way that it's growing, like, might be able to produce something similar to the cultural wave that hip hop had in regards to fashion in its come up?
100%, yes.
Yeah,
I do believe that, yes, the gaming culture can do that. It's just where it's got to find its footsteps first. Because it's now becoming apparent that gaming is growing and it's getting huge. So, yeah, I do believe that. It may take a bit of a progress of time. However, I think Rogue Society is going to be one of the first ones to be able to change all that.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well,
they're going to be. I feel like it's going to be the pioneer of really changing of how we view gamer clothing.
Yeah, for sure. That's 100% the spot that I intend the company to be anyway. Is right at the forefront, changing things up, making things more accessible to people that don't want to be picked on. Just want to be taken seriously, I suppose.
and look good.
That's right, mate. That's right. Look good, feel good, be good, or be bad. Doesn't matter. Oh, shit.
So since now that we're on the topic of Rogue Society, can you describe how the transition from doing blue-collar work has felt becoming a CEO of Rogue Society?
Like the change,
Yeah, like the change, like the feel, and like how it's changed your life, and
yeah, okay, well, the transition was pretty. It was pretty. I wouldn't say it was rocky, but more of just like a grind, man. Like it's kind of like a real life MMO grind. Like, because at one point, like, I was making probably 160 a year, but I couldn't really shake the feeling of, you know, waking up and just going like, dude, is this it? Like as a young man, going, you know, like, so like this is it, like 12-hour days, drilling or mining or whatever. Like, I was doing all of it throughout this time. And it was just like, man, like, surely this isn't it. Like, so I just do this forever now. So, like, this spark to do something more out of that came from such a place of deep malcontent for what I was getting out of that current state of life. Even though, albeit comfortable, a comfortable life, you know, well, it wasn't working, obviously. But that, it was just so uncomfortable for me that, and I just wanted so much more that, you know, I was pretty much willing to risk all of that comfort to basically achieve something else. And the hardest part wasn't even the leap itself, but it was more just the years of grinding and getting the necessary skills that I needed to make this like a pursuable endeavor. Because, like, you think about, you're a 21-year-old dude working on a drill rig. Like, I didn't know how to build a website. I taught myself how to build a website. I didn't know marketing. I taught myself marketing. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about design. I didn't know nothing. So that was one of the challenges, was learning all of that at the same time that, you know, I was drilling and mining and all that sort of stuff. So, and I was doing all of that in a world when, like, no one really gives a shit about any of that. Like, everyone's, like, invested in that job or whatever because that is their life and they're happy doing that. And that's totally fine. But I wasn't. So, like, I was so quite, in a way, sort of like ostracized myself from that world to be a part of this new world. And there was a lot of loneliness and disconnect in that. But that also provided the fuel needed to create something that can bring people together as well. And I suppose you can probably relate to that on your current journey.
Yes. Yeah, well, like, obviously I converse with, like, some of the boys at work. But then I've also, you know, I can't go out and do things on weekends all the time because I've got to come home and I've got to do editing. You know, I've got priorities that I need to get sorted. You know, I can't be playing games all the time.
For sure.
And yeah, I really enjoy doing that. You know.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's all struggle and it's always just grind and it's always going to be hard. Like, but, like, you know, that's kind of the point. You know, like, that's what makes it worth it. Otherwise, like, I mean, if it was just easy and everyone did it, well, then no one would respect it.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, oh, wow, you turned that light on all by yourself? It's like, good, you best be able to turn that light on by yourself, you know? So, no, it's just one of those things where the struggle just sort of makes it in a way.
Makes it worthwhile going to the goals that you're aspiring to get to.
Yeah, man, you just got to love your goal. You got to love your goal. And if as long as you love your goal, then like, cool, bro. You'll get there. You just smash it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
keep on pushing, eh? Like a big old coal train, just chugga.
Yeah.
But I have met a few blokes where they are quite content with not doing anything else. They're just happy doing their 9-to-5 job, and for myself, I view it as going, okay, that's not something that I want to be doing forever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want a supervisor going, it's like, all right, sick.
Yeah, hey,
and
it's
then
like
getting to Sunday and going, gotta go to work tomorrow. Yeah, but if you're doing something that you enjoy, you go, you don't even know what day it is. You're just like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. And like you love editing. So like it only makes sense that like you pursue that and try and make that the thing that, drives you to get up in the morning, and do your best. It's the same way that I see entrepreneurship. But yeah, no, I think that's. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much what I got to best say about that.
So, as you've been going through your entrepreneurial journey, what would be some advice to someone who is thinking of starting their journey? What would be some advice that you would give to them?
Okay. I think number one would be to not listen to most people. And when I say most people, I mean probably people like people around you, your parents. That's gonna sound so bad, but like unless your parents are where you want to be, unless they've got their own businesses, they've got a business or whatever, and you want to be a business owner. Like if your parents are, 9-to-5, live modest lives, don't struggle, don't risk, and don't have that mindset of what it sort of takes, like don't ask them about it. Like most people won't give you good advice at all, from what I've seen anyway. Like I've received quite a lot of advice from a lot of people over the years, and all of it is just, it's garbage, because like they're not there. They're not even there mentally, let alone financially. So yeah, don't listen to most people. Only listen to people that really are mentally or financially where you want to be. Number two would be relentless. And be relentless and resilient. Like you can't stop something that never gives up. So if you just never give up, you're good. Just don't give up. The goal is to stay in business. The goal isn't to get into business and then get out later. The goal is to stay in business. If you just stay in business, over time, you're just going to get better at it. Like like over time, like you cannot get worse at it. You know what I mean? And if you do, then I think you really need to like reconsider like what's going on. Go see a doctor or something if you do get worse at business the more you do of it. But
yeah.
But be prepared for failure, I would say, is probably another one, because that's just part of the process. You always fail. That's just how it is. Oh my God, yeah, the people relentless. I would say probably the lastly would be prepared for loneliness, especially at the start. That most likely, if you're wanting to go into entrepreneurship, you probably haven't got a lot of rich people around you at all. And so when you go into this journey, no one will understand you at the start. Like, there won't be anyone who thinks like you. There might be people that are inspired by you or whatever, but most people will probably just be like, oh yeah, he's got his dreams, you know, like rah, rah, rah. And no one will really give a shit, and no one will really understand you. But just keep your chin up. Make sure you listen to your YouTube entrepreneur, like all your favorite entrepreneurs. If they're authors or YouTubers or whatever, listen to them. Keep your chin up. Have a go, and eventually you'll attract the right people that will help you succeed. And you'll just eventually attract more like-minded people. And actually, I got another one. Be prepared to lose friends. Entrepreneurship takes a lot of growth, and sometimes growth means cutting off the bad branches. And unfortunately, that's just the way she is. But hey, it's all to make a better you. It's all to make a better you.
That's it. And
that's what we're about. Especially here at Rogue Society. We're definitely about that.
All about personal growth.
Definitely. Well, how are we going for time anyway? Anyway, hey, you got anything else?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Except,
okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. I haven't got anything else either. No. That's so. On that note, I'd like to thank everyone who's tuned in. Thank you very much for making it for another fortnight.
Always going
Mr.
to be here.
Stingray.
Always going to be here.
Yeah, we are. Hope everyone has an amazing day whenever you're listening to this, as always, and we hope you've enjoyed episode 5. Keep living the dream. Nice
Keep
meeting you.
kicking goals. See you in the next.